Hello and welcome to today's episode of Filling the Gap, your one-stop shop for Pacers Gap Year coverage. I'm your host, Andrew Schreiner, and today we are breaking down the Pacers' 124-108 loss against the San Antonio Spurs. Their first loss of the preseason. I was actually in the building for this one. It was good to see the team out there on the floor despite the loss. And we did get to see pretty much the whole team. They were back to their expected kind of game one starting lineup. Nembhard at the one, Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, and Isaiah Jackson all played pretty decent minutes. They actually played into the second half as well. And I thought they looked good. They looked pretty good on offense. This was probably Isaiah Jackson's best game, though his stats won't necessarily show it. He had 0 points. But I just thought he looked much more in the flow of the game. He had a really tough assignment going against Wembanyama on both ends of the floor. He's a lot to handle. But he did come away with 3 steals and 1 block, so it was nice to see him chipping in defensively, even though the offense still isn't quite there as he's returning from that Achilles injury. Speaking of injuries, I think the biggest positive for the night was that there were no new injuries for the first preseason game. The first time in 3 that no one left injured, at least to my eye. And that is especially good because tonight they were playing without Ben Shepherd, Johnny Furphy, Cam Jones, Quentin Jackson, and TJ McConnell. That is 5 guards, 6 if you include Tyrese Halliburton, who all missed tonight. It's not looking good. The injury situation already, before the regular season has even started, is a problem. And so to come out of the game unscathed is priority number 1 and mission accomplished. Speaking of mission accomplished, Benedict Mathurin looked great. He came out looking to score, and it was mission accomplished. He looked excellent. He had 31 points on 11 of 12 shooting and 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He was actually perfect from the floor in the first half with 27 points, and he chipped in 4 more coming out of the halftime break. Those really are the positives. The defense struggled tonight, and for the first time, I thought you saw the effect maybe of some of the absences. The defense, they surrendered 104 points through 3 quarters, and so 124 total really doesn't tell the full storyline. The offense for San Antonio really stalled out in the fourth quarter, and the Spurs were shooting around 60% until the fourth on a lot of 2-point baskets. They were getting a lot of shots close to the rim, shooting a lot of free throws. Foul trouble was a problem for the bigs. The perimeter defense, they struggled to stay in front of people, and then the post was wide open. And I wonder if some of that is the Victor Wembanyama effect, that he gets so much attention from the bigs, they aren't able to help. Definitely that's part of it, but the fact that the perimeter guys weren't able to keep their men in front of them is concerning. And this is just preseason, but this was a problem. This was the side of the ball that I was curious or nervous about heading into the season. With Miles Turner's exit, his rim protection will be missed, and I think we're seeing an early indication of how that's going to be felt, that in games like tonight, matchups like tonight, the lane is wide open to teams. And so Isaiah Jackson or Jay Huff or someone is going to need to be able to provide help defense at the rim without fouling. And the men on the perimeter, the defenders on the perimeter, are going to have to keep people in front of them. And so we'll see. We'll see if they can clean it up, because the Pacers' next game is against this same team. They travel to San Antonio for their final preseason game on Friday. And so we'll actually have a good chance to see Rick Carlisle and his staff, how they can get the team to respond and hopefully clean up some of those defensive issues that were obvious tonight. So thank you for watching today's episode. That's all I have on tonight's game. I'll be back later in the week with a discussion of some of the biggest questions still surrounding this team as they head into the regular season. So please look out for that. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your Pacer fan friends looking for some gap year coverage. We'll see you next time.